I'm looking to buy F down in here somewhere. Finally getting some movement down here. Right in there. Now I need this to spring out of this area. And I want to break this E high. And there I have the references set. I think you could go to break even at this point just because I really want this to come out of here strong. If it doesn't, I probably don't want to be in it. So you're going to be looking at your POC here. And we're looking to get over E. Your first target would be here at 83.50. And your 40 ticks would obviously be up here at 87. So you got all your references in. And this is what I was talking about where you don't have to take these targets. So like if we got up into here, I could move this up a little bit instead of being at the 83.75. You don't have to take this, but that just gives me a reference point that if I get up in here, I might want to move one of my stops up to this point. So at least I lock in that 27 ticks. And then the same thing with this. Because with this trade, what I'm really looking at is fixing this poor high and then hitting this recent high. So everything I do in between there is just, up to me and how the market moves and what I do with it from there. So I really wanted to see this come out of here with more momentum. So I'm okay getting stopped out of this if it comes back on me. On this volume profile, this would be an obvious spot to take some profit just because of, you can see this high volume area right here. Overall though, I'm thinking about fixing this poor high and hitting this recent high. And again, if we're really moving, I might move this up and then use my stop to replace it underneath it if we get past it. We need to break past this POC. It's having a hard time getting through here. Take a look at this delta chart. You can see there's some buying here. There's a nice push up here. This is where we got in down here. You can see they're trying, they're pushing. So your cumulative delta is switching around, so that's good. Now let's see if we can get over this F period, well, this E period. You can move this stop up just a little bit. There's a break of the E period. Let's see if we can get going. I like splitting these off because at any point here you could move, one set up underneath here if you felt like it was going to rotate back on you. And at least take that one contract, or even if you're getting close like this, I think I will let it take out this contract, and I probably will move this stop underneath here if it gets up there close. So there's our first one. I moved this down because see how close it came right there. I was worried that was the one time it was going to hit it, just for that contract. So now we're shooting for the 40 ticks, but ultimately what we're shooting for is to fix this poor high and then hit this recent high. So what you can do is come up here. You can separate this and give yourself one. Sell one at the 87. And then if you're thinking letting that next one run, go up here, put it at your 93. Then you can do the same thing with your stops. There, now you can take another contract at your 87. That'll give you a runner to kind of see what happens once you fix this poor high. See if you get going up to here. And then your stops are all separated so that you can do the same thing where you move this one up. Like if you get over the 40 ticks, I'd move a stop up to here. So I'd take one here. Then if we get over that, put a stop here. Is that I just won't give it up after that. Here's another look at that delta chart. You can see how they're buying this on the way up. Pretty good. Volume's increasing. You can also see the edge of the volume profile right here, pretty much, where it starts to fade off. So there could be an argument to take it there, but I'm consistently thinking of fixing this poor high. So the next spot you'll be looking, like I said, would be somewhere in here, this level. But then you do have D here that you're going to be watching. Can we break over this? And you can tell that it's moving up. It's punching. It'll come back down. It'll punch up a little bit, come back down, but it's not really like falling off. So I feel pretty good about it. You can look back at this delta chart. You can see all this buying over here. Your cumulative delta is moving up, your volume's increasing. So each one of these levels, we're just watching, making sure it's kind of has the same rhythm, the same movement. And we got the G period open. We get over this D. So at this point, I feel like in my mind, it's going to fix this poor high, but you're just watching at each one of these levels to to get confirmation of what you're thinking. You can start moving these stops up. You don't want to get too close, but this is another one of those situations of, how close do you need to get? These targets aren't set in stone. I'm not stuck on 40 ticks. It's just a reference point. So you could have taken it right here. So if this gets up here, in this area, you can move your stop up like this right here. You can see how this volume is fades off here. I just really feel like it's going to break that poor high. One more push up and I'll tuck this stop in real tight. Worst case on this one, I'll take the 27 ticks on it. You can see on this delta chart, there's buying right here. So I'm keeping my stop underneath that. And that's your 27 tick line right here. But I'm trying to stay underneath this right here. I just keep thinking they want to fix this poor high. They even get close to my 40 ticks. I'll tuck this one up real tight. Even though it's struggling to get through here, I keep thinking that it wants to fix this poor high. So that's what's kind of keeping me holding on. So I took that one. Oh, get rid of that stop. So we have one contract left now. Just started to go on too long. Started to feel irresponsible holding on to that, trying to get a couple extra ticks out of it. Yeah, there. I think I got 625 out of that. So now let's see if we can break this poor high. We'll move our last stop up to 325 area. Here we go. Broke the poor high. Basically, I needed to sell a contract before it would do it. How it usually goes. See, so we'll go a minimum of 85 here. Just give this some room. Here's the 100% of the initial balance, so it does have a lot of room left. But I would probably just take it here. If it shoots right through here, I'll put a stop under it. And then if I get any extra out of it, that'll be fine. But I'm going to do the same thing with this. If we get up into this area, I'll bring my stop up and just secure that 40 ticks no matter what. I think maybe we should, I think maybe we should come down underneath this G low. So this would be another 27 ticks. It's another 6 3/4, about 6.5 points. So it's, you kind of got to decide here, is this worth the risk? You know, risking my 40 ticks, try to get another 26. And that's why if we get up in here, this line is nothing, but if we get up into here, I'll definitely secure this 40 ticks. So I know that I'll at least have that. And then just let this run and see if we get to the high. Should get a nice push here now that we've broken over this level. Really looks like it wants to go higher. So if we do push up here, we'll want to start looking at the profile. You'll have this as your main target. And if you get past that, if you had extra runners, you'd start watching your profile and putting your stop under each node of the profile. See how it's starting to build a little node here. Look at that delta chart again. You can see they're buying this up. That looks pretty good right there. I think at this point you could move your stop up to your 40 tick right there, 87. Let's lock it in your 40 ticks. Now let's check your other stop. 3. I think we'll move this up past that. Go like 95. So see, now you have a little node here. It's not very big, but you can see you'd look for something a little bit bigger than this. You don't want it to come back into this range. That's why I'm happy taking my 40 ticks. You don't want it coming down here and then entering this node. And there's a good chance you'll come back down in here somewhere. So at this point, we've taken 2 right here. We took 1 just shy of this at like 86.25. Now our third one's locked in at 40 ticks. Or I'm sorry, the fourth one is locked in here at 40 ticks. We're shooting for the 93.50. You can see how it's starting to build a node. So this is what you want to see right here. So if we moved up here and I started to build a node up here, then you'd put your stop under the next. So like our next stop area would be like in here somewhere. Then if you build another node, then your next stop area, you move that up to the next one. Like if right here, there's starts to build another node, then you move to this stop. Now with H, there's a good chance it's going to want to fill these singles here. I just like to keep track of this stuff. So at this point, like if H started to come down in here, you want to be out of that because there's, like I said, there's a good chance we're going to rotate back down here. If it's strong, it'll stay up here. See this node that it's building. So here that H period, it's filling those singles. And there it took us out for our 40 ticks. So that's a good trade.